Good afternoon, students. So, almost we have completed the lesson, isn't it? So, the last part, that is, once again, I will show you the video how does the earthquake occurs. Okay, and then we will see how does it forms. Just videos I will show you, and we will complete it. Okay, is it clear?
An earthquake is a sudden shaking of the earth as a result of the movement of lithospheric plates. Sometimes two lithospheric plates, instead of coming together or moving away, they simply slide past each other. When two plates slide past each other, the effects can be pretty violent. This is because these plates have several irregularities on them. When these plates slide past each other, the jagged edges of the plates sometimes get caught against each other. When they get released, after the tug of war of tectonic plates, the energy released causes vibrations. These vibrations move in the form of waves and shake the earth violently. This violent shaking is sometimes so intense that it can collapse entire buildings and cause huge dents on roads. They can even turn railway tracks and cause shifts in certain landscapes. Sounds scary, doesn't it? But think about it. How does the shaking under the surface of the earth destroy so much above the earth? Isn't it strange? Alright, let's use a demonstration to understand how vibrations under the surface cause havoc on the surface. As you can see, we have created structures with sugar cubes here. What we are going to do is create an artificial earthquake with a hammer from under this table. You see that? The sugar cubes near the center fall first because they are vibrating the most. Why is that? This is because when the vibrations are created, they travel as waves, which are the strongest at the place where they originate. They gradually reduce in intensity as we go further from the center. When it comes to the earthquake, the place on the surface where the earthquake seems to be originating from is called the epicenter. The point inside the earth, right under the epicenter, is called the focus. In our demonstration, the common center of all these circles is the epicenter, and the red band, when we hit the stick, acts as the focus, because that's where the vibrations originated. Now, through this demonstration, we can get an idea that even during real earthquakes, the effects are similar to what the sugar cubes must have been through. Usually, the regions that are closer to the epicenter of the earthquake seem to experience the most damage. As we move away from the epicenter, the severity of the earthquake gradually reduces. If you like this video and want to watch many more amazing videos like these, like and subscribe to our channel now.
Do you want to move to Canada for your higher education?
What if I tell you that you can get into your dream university in just 4? Earthquakes. An unexpected movement of the Earth's surface is called an earthquake. When two parts of the Earth's surface move suddenly in relation to each other along a fault line due to tectonic forces, an earthquake occurs. A tremendous amount of energy is released in the form of tremors and vibrations. Such earthquakes are called tectonic earthquakes. The point of origin of an earthquake is called the focus, while the point directly above it on the surface of the earth is called the epicenter. Owing to the strong vibrations around the point of origin, the degree of destruction is greater around the epicenter. The branch of knowledge that deals with the study of earthquakes is called seismology, and the experts who study seismic waves are called seismologists. There are three types of seismic waves that spread in all directions from the focus. They are the P, S, and L waves. The compression waves are the first to reach the earthquake recording station as they travel 1.7 times faster than the shear waves and are therefore called primary or P waves, while the shear waves are called secondary or S waves. The primary waves cause the particles of rock to vibrate forwards and backwards in the direction of the waves. Secondary waves, on the other hand, cause the particles to oscillate at right angles to the direction of the waves. When P and S reach the surface of the Earth, they get converted into L, long waves that travel along the surface, vibrating horizontally at right angles to the direction of the waves, called love waves or Rayleigh waves, as they also travel like sea waves. The most violent shocks and subsequent destruction is caused by the L waves. The instrument used to detect and record seismic waves is called a seismograph. The recorded material appears like a graph and is called a seismogram. Based on the depth of their foci, earthquakes are classified into three types. They are deep focus earthquakes that occur at depths exceeding 300 kilometers, the reasons for which have not yet been identified. Intermediate focus earthquakes with depths of foci ranging between 55 and 300 kilometers. Shallow focus earthquakes with depths lesser than 55 kilometers. To measure the magnitude of the earthquakes, a Richter scale is used. The point scale is arranged in such a way that each of the units on the scale is equivalent to 30 times the energy released by the previous unit. While a magnitude of 2 is seldom felt, a magnitude of 7 indicates the lower limit of an earthquake that has a devastating effect over a large area. योगा इनसे तो नहीं होगा शर्मा जी से बढ़ के कौन
Today we'll learn about earthquakes. Nature works in mysterious ways.
So students, you can see that these are all about the earthquake. How does the earthquake occurs? Okay. So this is also one video regarding lightning, that also I will show you.
When dazzling streaks of light flash across a dark sky during a rainy day, accompanied by thunder, it is known as lightning. Sometimes sparks are generated on an electric pole when wires become loose. This phenomena is quite common when a strong wind is blowing and shaking the wire.
The story of lightning. In 1752, Benjamin Franklin observed a miraculous phenomenon when he was flying a kite during lightning and thunderstorm. He attached the kite to a silk string and tied an iron key at the other end. He tied a thin metal wire from the key and inserted it into a leaden jar, a jar used for storing electric charge. He attached a silk ribbon to the key. Benjamin flew the kite by holding onto the silk ribbon. After some time, when he brought his knuckles near the key, he saw an electric spark between the key and his knuckles. Electricity from the clouds passed through the string to the keys, his knuckles, and finally to the earth. Franklin's experiment showed that lightning was static electricity.
Lightning occurs when there is a charge separation in the cloud. As a thunderstorm grows, electric charges build up within the cloud, with positive charges at the top and negative charges at the bottom. Clouds get electrically charged because of the presence of friction between the wind and the clouds. An American scientist, Benjamin Franklin, showed that clouds have electrical charges.
Negative and positive charges. Take two glass rods and rub them with a piece of silk cloth. Suspend one rod with a silk thread to a stand. Bring the other glass rod near it. You will observe that the suspended glass rod moves away from the other glass rod. Take a glass rod and rub it with silk cloth. Suspend it with a silk thread. Take an ebonite rod and rub it with a piece of fur. Bring this ebonite rod near the suspended charged glass rod. You will observe that the suspended glass rod gets attracted towards the ebonite rod. From the above activity, it is clear that there are two types of charges. Conventionally, the charge acquired by glass rod when it is rubbed with silk is called positive charge. Thus, the charge acquired by ebonite rod when it is rubbed with fur is called negative charge.
When two appropriate substances are rubbed together, the substances get electrified, that is, acquire an electric charge. We can prove this with the help of an activity. Take a comb and rub it on dry hair. Now bring this comb near bits of paper. You will notice that the comb attracts the bits of paper. Now take a glass rod and rub it on silk cloth. Place glass rod against inflated balloon. You will notice that the balloon sticks to the glass rod. So, we can conclude that the effect of rubbing is to produce a type of force which acts from a distance, and this force can attract as well as repel bodies. It is known as electrostatic force. The comb and the glass rod have acquired electric charge. Thus, such bodies are said to be electrically charged. When two appropriate substances are rubbed together, the substances get electrified, that is, acquire an electric charge. We can prove this with the help of an activity. Take a comb and rub it on dry hair. Now bring this comb near bits of paper. You will notice that the comb attracts the bits of paper. Now take a glass rod and rub it on silk cloth. Place glass rod against inflated balloon. You will notice that the balloon sticks to the glass rod. So, we can conclude that the effect of rubbing is to produce a type of force which acts from a distance, and this force can attract as well as repel bodies. It is known as electrostatic force. The comb and the glass rod have acquired electric charge. Thus, such bodies are said to be electrically charged. Take an empty jam bottle, as shown here. Take a piece of cardboard slightly bigger in size than the mouth of the bottle. Pierce a hole in it so that a metal paper clip could be inserted. Hang a paper clip as shown here.
Student, this is shown, this is how we are making the simple electroscope. You can also make and just see. This is a simple electroscope made by the glass jar or a jar bottle at home if you are
By
having.
two strips of aluminium foil about 4 centimeters by 1 centimeter each. Hang them on the paper clip. Insert the paper clip in the cardboard lid so that it is perpendicular to it. Charge a refill by rubbing it with silk cloth and touch it with the end of the paper clip. We observe that electrical charge can be transferred from the charged object to another through a metal conductor. Now, touch the end of the paper clip gently with hand and you will find a change in the foil strips. They come back to their original state. This is because the foil strips lose charge to the earth through your body. We can now say that the foil strips are discharged. The process of transferring of charge from a charged object to the earth is called earthing.
Electroscope. Take a gold leaf electroscope. Take a glass rod or plastic scale and rub it with a silk cloth so that it gets positively charged. Bring the charged glass rod or plastic scale near the brass disc of the electroscope and touch it. You will observe that the gold leaves inside the electroscope diverge. This happens because on touching the charged rod with the brass disc, the charge flows from the rod to the gold leaves along the brass rod. Since both the gold leaves carry the same charges, they will thus diverge. Next, touch the brass disc with your hand. The gold leaves collapse and come back to their original position. This happens because the gold leaves lose charge to the earth through your body, as the human body is a good conductor. As seen in the above activity, the charge on the leaves goes into the earth through your body. The leaves are then said to be discharged. The process of transfer of charges from a charged body to the earth is called earthing.
When two clouds with unlike charges come very close to each other, a huge spark is produced between the clouds, and this spark is known as lightning. Sparking discharge can occur not only between two clouds but also between a charged cloud and the earth as shown here. Some safety measures against lightning are given here. An appropriate shelter could be a building or a car with the windows closed. The body of the car acts as a conducting path for the lightning bolt, and thus the person inside the car is safe. It may be ensured that all tall buildings are fitted with metal lightning conductors. This is done to direct lightning harmlessly to the ground. Carrying an umbrella is not safe during thunderstorm. One must stay indoors during a thunderstorm and switch off computers, TV, electric iron, etc. A pointed metal rod is fixed upright on the building. One end of the rod is out in the air and the other is buried deep in the ground. When light strikes, a strong electrical charge is conducted through the metal rod to the earth, as shown here. Thus, the building is saved from any damage.
स्कूल की रिपोर्ट कार्ड परफेक्ट थैंक्स टू एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स की परफॉर्मेंस रिपोर्ट अब पढ़ाई के लिए सिर्फ एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स
Hassan with he's good at studies. But one thing that
So student, this was about the lightning conductor, then electrostatic force, and the last was the earthquake. Okay, so everyone have understood? Is it clear? What happened? Mehak? Yes, so I will be sending the link. Just wait, students. Now here we have finish the lesson and I will be giving you the question answers if I have not given you. Okay. Again, one thing, students, be present every day, otherwise now I will not allow you to sit in for the examination. याद रखना है. And few days back, I think on 31st or 30, I have given you the homework on Google Classroom. So see that. एक जेंडर रेशियो बनाने के लिए दिया था मैंने, वो डालना है. जिन्होंने नहीं दिया है, only 2 of the students have submitted, others they did not submit. तो ये सबमिट करना है आपको, then only you will get the marks. Okay, is it clear to you? It is already assigned in the Google Classroom, then only you are going to get the marks. So it is of 5 marks. It is given there, 5 or 10 something I have given. और ये सबमिट करना है. डायग्राम भी सेंड करना है. ओके, डायग्राम का भी मैं भेजूंगी, बट जेंडर रेशियो का मैंने भेजा था, वो भी आपको पहले कंप्लीट करके देना है. अंडरस्टूड? एज वेल एज डायग्राम. नाउ डायग्राम ऑल्सो आई एम सेंडिंग हियर. कल का जो मैंने भेजा था. इज इट क्लियर? यस. सो first about the link. Yes. See students, whatever the exam will be, I don't know, but once again remember that I will not allow you to sit if you are not submitting the homework properly. Clear to you? See, on this last month only I have sent. January के last month में ही मैंने भेजा था before starting the exam. So you have to send it, that one. जेंडर रेशियो का मैंने असाइनमेंट दिया था, असाइनमेंट कंप्लीट करके भेजो. इट इज हैविंग मार्क्स. ओके, अंडरस्टूड स्टूडेंट्स? और होमवर्क भी, that is you have to draw the diagrams, that also I am going to send it now. Is it clear? जो जेंडर इक्वालिटी का दिया था वो 21 जनवरी में दिया था मैंने. 21 जनवरी. लाइट लेसन वी हैव कंप्लीटेड ना. लाइट मैंने पहले ले लिया था भार्गव. लाइट लेसन इज ओवर. रियल एंड वर्चुअल इमेज, एवरीथिंग. Okay. Diagram of lesson number 16 that you have to draw. After that number 17 now. 16 number is over. Yes. 16 is done. Okay. So question answers also, if it is not sent, I will be sending it to you. And that is why now I am sending this also. Okay. Thank you, students.